Hey, what's going on, guys? It's me again, and here's another, update on the 1964 Dodge Custom 880. So I managed to get a 4-barrel manifold and a Carter 4-barrel also just recently, and the carburetor was actually quite cheap. It was like roughly $67, and it was pretty dirty, I'll say that much. It had like dirt and rust all over it. Well, not rust, but kind of like what is that? Grime. Excuse me, not rust, but just grime. And a lot of the linkages moved pretty freely. Just the butterfly flaps were just kind of covered in like some sawdust or something like that. So it visually, when I looked at it, it just looked like it was sitting in some kind of shed for a long time. But let's take a look at which manifold and which carburetor I got here. This is CVF Racing's aluminum water pump housing, which a little bit of there's nothing wrong with Chrysler C-bodies going on a diet. Let's just keep it at that. So this is the 4-barrel Carter carburetor, and you may notice that the finish of this carburetor is a little bit shiny. And for that, I have answers for you. I took a media blaster and took some fine grout. I think that's what the material is called. It's called grout. And I just pretty much blasted off the old, coating, or the aluminum plating that was on this carburetor, because it was kind of flaking off and didn't really look well. So my plan here is to recoat it with, or replate it, and then hopefully it'll look even better. So I have pretty much disassembled this entire carburetor, and I had left the parts all out and cleaning the other parts right now. And it looks ugly, like right around here, but it is very smooth. Also, one last thing before I do kind of set the carburetor aside, is this one is a 3856S, if you can see that down there. Let me get some light in here. 3856S, and the date is B5, so I believe this is 1965. Unfortunately, it's not. I'm not too cautious on it to be not period correct, but that is a downside. That it is 1965. And yeah, let's set this down, and we'll get to looking at the manifold. So this is the 4-barrel manifold I'm going to be rolling with today. The casting number here is 2806301, which, if you're a Chrysler motor nut, or just crazy about Chryslers and stock parts, and you'll know that the 2806301 is one of the best manifolds that you can get for a low B-block engine without moving over to a like Edelbrock or aftermarket counterpart. Now, I kind of went with this manifold as it has some redesigned runners. So pretty much that's what I went for. I didn't want to go for the 5968 manifold. Talk about the last 4 digits. It was the other 4-barrel manifold, which was, I believe, from 1962 to 1964. There was a 4-barrel manifold just like this one, but its runner design was as similar as a 2-barrel manifold design, which is very restrictive. This one's a little bit more redesigned, where, well, the runners are more smoother and, well, just more free-flowing in general. So this is the manifold I'm going to be running, and do not worry, I will clean this up, and as much as possible I'll restore the repaint it into some of the original Chrysler turquoise color. I'm going to be removing some of this ugly casting flash that's here. You can see that going along here. Now, of course, this is cast iron. It's not going to be exactly lightweight, but every little bit helps. So I'm going to be removing this kind of casting flash there. And the other side should have some casting flash also, but this is one of the main spots right here. And this is pretty much ugly cast flash here. So once I do remove most of the casting flash that I can see, I'll move up to media blasting this so that I can get it to bear down metal and remove all this dirt here. And I guess that's the plan for now with this 4-barrel manifold. And also, I could have gone with a aluminum Edelbrock. I believe it's called the Performer intake. It's pretty much identical design of this manifold, but it's aluminum. But I've heard various negatives things about aluminum intakes are it doesn't play nice with cast iron heads. So when the aluminum heats up and the cast iron heats up also, there's some like metallurgy properties that's going on where the aluminum just doesn't, well, I have no other words, so I'll just say they don't really play nice with cast iron. So I thought, well, this Chrysler C-body that I have, it's not going to be winning any races, but I will get the best performance, I guess, best performance manifold I can get that is relatively stock. And that's another thing. I want to stick with a stock manifold so that I don't have to, get like adapters or different linkages that will accommodate the carburetor, which that wasn't my intention. So yeah, this is getting very exciting. Everything's starting to come into place now. So I'm looking down into the bores, and this is kind of interesting here. This is a lot thinner than over here. So either somebody was in here grinding things out, or this is just a kind of a casting flaw here. So this bore is not exactly equal to this side. If you can see that, it's thicker. And this is like a fingernail thickness right here. Yeah, much thicker. And also I'm looking down into the bores, and there it is. See that little silvery portion there, down there? Just kind of catches your finger even going down as well into the bore. So I may smooth that out just a little bit without without trying my best to not break into the other side of the bore here. But yeah, that needs to be smoothed down as well, if you can see that. Yeah, it's pretty ugly. This side does the same, just a little bit. And also I may, this is very much a maybe, but I'll kind of contour the inside of these bores here so that it has like a little radius, so that the air fuel mixture coming in won't slam into the ground of the plenum here, but instead they're allowed to turn into the runners smoothly if I am able to contour these bores here toward the runners. This side also. So this one's going this way and that one's going that way, so I need to contour them round, make it so that it has a round corner for the air fuel charge to go to, because air doesn't really like flat sides to kind of like change directions and such. In general, air just doesn't like to change directions. So I guess just to get your appetite wet in some sense is that's pretty much the manifold and the carburetor kind of mocked up in place. So yeah, I'm gonna clean up some of the casting flash on this manifold and media blast it so that we can pretty much get to a point where you can repaint the manifold and pretty much proceed on installing kit to the carburetor and other necessities that is required for this 4-barrel to go on. I will also gasket match the head and gasket match the manifold also, just removing irregularities of a casting flash that may be on the runners down here.